The sound of 10,000 people applauding is strange. It's like white noise. It's not real. I'm standing on the lawn at Harvard Business School in a heavy black robe that smells like dust, and the dean has just called my name. And finally, he booms, his voice echoing over the speakers. We honor the student who has not only achieved academic perfection, but has earned the highest honor bestowed by this institution. As a Baker Scholar, please congratulate Miss Eliza Hayes. The applause swells. My classmates, the 5% of the 5%, are standing. My professors are beaming. It's the culmination of 2 years of 20-hour days of case studies, of brutal exams, of surviving. My name is Eliza, and this is supposed to be my moment. I look out into the sea of faces, past the cheering students, to the family section, row 12, and I see them. My family. My father, Arthur, is visibly checking his expensive watch. My mother, Caroline, is dabbing at my twin sister's forehead with a compact powder puff, as if she's the one under stress. And my sister, my twin, Tori, she isn't even looking. She's got her phone out, angled up, doing a full-on, open-mouth, bored-at-graduation selfie for her 50,000 Instagram followers. They aren't clapping. They're waiting. I turn to the camera, my face a perfect, polite Baker Scholar mask. I just graduated top of my class at Harvard Business School, I whisper, my voice tight. My family is annoyed. They think this is just a boring 2-hour delay before the real event of the day, my sister's brand launch brunch. I turn my head slightly, my eyes landing on the woman sitting on the dais in the keynote speaker's chair. She's not clapping. She's just watching me. Watching my family. They have no idea, I continue, that the woman on that stage, Evelyn Reed, isn't just a speaker. She's my mentor. And they have no idea about the job she just offered me, or the first company she's asked me to destroy. In the Hayes family, you're either a portrait or you're a pillar. My twin sister, Tori, is the portrait. She was born to be looked at, to be admired, to be framed in gold and hung in the best room of the house. Me? I'm the pillar. I'm the load-bearing beam hidden inside the wall, painted beige, whose only job is to make sure the portrait doesn't come crashing to the floor. My entire life, I've been the smart one, which, in my family's old Boston money dialect, is a polite way of saying plain and sadly unmarried. My name is Eliza, and I am the boring twin. It's been this way since we were kids. Tori and I are identical, but only in the biological sense. The moment we could walk, our paths were set. Tori would spend hours with my mother, Caroline, learning how to hold a room, how to laugh, how to charm, how to be delightful. I would spend hours with my grandfather, learning how to read a balance sheet. My grandfather, the one who actually made the Hayes family money, used to call me his little anomaly. He saw that I didn't just like numbers, I saw them. I saw the patterns, the connections, the stories they told. While Tori was being praised for her artistic spirit, which usually meant spilling paint on my homework, I was quietly taking advanced calculus at the local college. At 16, when he died, the portrait part of the family, my father, Arthur, my mother, Caroline, and my sister Tori, breathed a sigh of relief. The old man was gone. The boring numbers part was over. Now, they could live. They inherited his trust fund, a massive, multi-generational safety net. What they didn't know, what they still don't know, is that my grandfather saw them coming. In his final year, he pulled me aside. He was frail, but his eyes were sharp. Eliza, he'd whispered, his voice like dry leaves. They're going to burn it. They're going to burn it all to the ground. Your father is a weak man. Your mother is a shallow one. And your sister, she's just a pretty empty barn. He made me promise. You're the only one who sees the numbers, Eliza. You're the only one who can stop the fire. He didn't just leave me his love. He left me access. He'd set me up with his old estate lawyer and given me secondary, read-only administrative access to the entire family trust. To advise, the paperwork said. For the last 10 years, advising has looked a lot like panicked, secret, unpaid labor. I am the ghost in their finances. I'm the one who watches horrified from my dorm room as my mother buys a $40,000 antique rug for a party. I'm the one who sees my father take a loan from the principal against the rules of the trust to fund Tori's pop-up silk scarf experience. I'm the one who, on my spring break from my full-ride scholarship to undergrad, spent 72 straight hours in a law library figuring out how to restructure their bond holdings to cover the massive capital gains tax they'd forgotten to pay. And the thanks I get? Oh, Eliza, don't be so dramatic. My mother would sigh when I try to warn them. It's just money. It's tacky to talk about. Your grandfather would be so disappointed you've become a bean counter. Don't worry your pretty little head, Lisa. My father would say, patting my head. That's what we pay people to handle. He pays no one. I handle it. For free. Getting a full scholarship to Harvard Business School wasn't just an achievement. It was an escape. I was finally going to be in a place where bean counter was a compliment, where smart wasn't the consolation prize. And that's where I met Evelyn Reed. She wasn't just a guest lecturer. She was the final, terrifying judge in the HBS pressure cooker, a first-year challenge where you have 24 hours to solve an impossible business case. My case was a failing international airline. Everyone else in my group was focused on cutting routes, on layoffs. I stayed up all night, ignoring the case and focusing on the numbers. And I found it. The airline wasn't failing. It was a front. It was a shell company being used by a cartel to launder money through its cargo division. The next day, in front of 100 students, I didn't present a plan, I presented an indictment. When I finished, there was a dead shock silence. And then, from the back of the room, one person started to clap, slowly, deliberately. Evelyn Reed. She found me after. "You've got guts," she'd said. "And you're the only one who actually read the numbers. The rest of these idiots just want to look like they're in charge. You just are. For 2 years, she's been my mentor. She's the anti-Caroline. She doesn't care about my hair, my clothes, or my social life. She cares about my brain. She's the one who gave me the brutal, real-world problems my family's legacy couldn't. And as I stand on that graduation stage, in my Baker Scholar robe, I've never been more aware of the divide. My family sees a boring daughter who just finished her boring school. Evelyn Reed sees a weapon, and she's finally ready to aim me. Let me paint you a picture of the people in row 12, the people who are currently checking their phones while their daughter is being named a Baker Scholar. First, the center meet. My twin, Tori Hayes. Tori is exhausting. She is a full-time job for everyone around her. She lives in a self-created hurricane of minor inconveniences and manufactured drama. The universe, in Tori's mind, is a badly lit stage, and everyone else is just a clumsy stagehand. She is the physical proof that identical is just a biological suggestion. Where I am precise, she is chaotic. Where I am quiet, she is performative. Her latest venture, the one my graduation is so rudely interrupting, is Tori Hayes Silks. It's a line of $500 silk scarves, printed with what she calls her original abstract watercolors. I know for a fact she buys the scarves from a Chinese wholesaler for $10 each, and runs them through an Instagram filter. But she doesn't see that as a lie. She sees it as curation. Tori isn't stupid. She's just lazy. She has weaponized her artistic incompetence. She cannot figure out how to pay a bill online. She cannot remember her new bank password. She cannot understand how a lease works. And why should she? She has me. My entire life is a series of Eliza fixes. Liza, my car's making that awful noise again. I'm the one who deals with the mechanic. Liza, I don't understand this contract. It's all just words. Can you just read it and tell me where to sign? I'm the one who spots the 28% interest rate on the business loan she tried to get from a payday lender. The photographer for my brunch just canceled. This was at 6 a.m., the morning of my final exam. I am her unpaid, uncredited, and unappreciated chief operating officer. And she, in return, treats me with the affectionate, patronizing condescension of a duchess, speaking to a particularly loyal but simple-minded lady in waiting. She genuinely believes my HBS degree is cute. "I'm just so proud of you, Liza," she'll say, her voice dripping with pity. "All those numbers. My brain would just break. It's a good thing you're not creative, right? One of us has to be the practical one." She is enabled, of course, by the architect of our family's delusion, our mother, Caroline. My mother is a woman who is pathologically obsessed with old money aesthetics. She is a true Boston Brahmin snob. To Caroline, earning money is vulgar. Having money, and, more importantly, spending it on the correct things like 18th century French furniture and parties that no one enjoys, is all that matters. My HBS degree is in her eyes a social embarrassment. It's new money. It's technical. It's work. She'd have been prouder if I dropped out to marry a Vanderbilt. She is the one who cultivated the Tory myth. She sees Tori as her masterpiece, the ideal Hayes woman, beautiful, charming, artistic, and blissfully unconcerned with anything as tacky as a budget. She is the one who signs off on the trust fund withdrawals for Tori's ventures. "It's an investment in the brand, Eliza," she told me last month, when I pointed out that the scarf business was just a 150. All of you guys know that you want to see a taste. It's about taste. You are just building spreadsheets. She's the one who looked at my acceptance letter to Harvard, a full-ride scholarship, and said, "Oh, darling, Cambridge, are you sure? It's so dirty." And finally, the man who lets it all happen, my father, Arthur. My dad is a ghost. He's a handsome, charming 6'2" ghost in a Brooks Brothers suit. He's the physical embodiment of a weak yes. He is so terrified of my mother's disapproval, so addicted to her and Tori's good moods, that he has abdicated all responsibility as a husband, a father, and a fiduciary. He knows the truth. I've shown him the truth. 2 years ago, before I left for HBS, I built a 50-slide PowerPoint. I sat him down in his own study. I showed him the charts, the runaway spending, the depleted principal, the fact that the trust was bleeding out, and that they were, in no uncertain terms, going broke. He just stared at a mahogany desk. He didn't get angry. He didn't panic. He just sighed. "Liza," he said, rubbing his temples. "Your mother, she's been under a lot of stress, and Tori is on the verge of a real breakthrough." "Dad," I pleaded, "this isn't a breakthrough. This is bankruptcy." "You are leveraged to the hilt. The bank owns this house. You are one missed payment away from this." And he looked at me. His eyes were sad and empty. "Then, I guess you'd better make sure we don't miss a payment, huh?" He put it all on me. He asked his 26-year-old daughter, his other child, to become the secret parent to his wife and his favorite. So yes, I look at them in row 12. The vapid, the vicious, and the vague. The portrait, the snob, and the ghost. They are not a family. They are a conspiracy of mutual delusion, and they are sitting there checking their watches, waiting for my moment to be over, so their real life can resume. They have no idea my moment isn't over. It's just beginning. And their real life, it's about to be audited. The applause finally dies. The ceremony is over. I'm standing on the grass, a heavy leather-bound portfolio in one hand, and the small, incredibly dense bronze medal for the Baker Scholar Award in the other. It's over. I did it. For a single stupid, naive second, I feel light. I feel seen. Evelyn Reed, the keynote speaker, the woman I admire more than anyone on earth, caught my eye as I walked off the stage and gave me a single sharp nod. A nod that said, "Job well done. See you soon." My classmates are hugging their families, parents are weeping, champagne corks are illegally popping. I'm scanning the crowd, looking for that familiar, miserable little knot of people. I finally find them, not by the main stage, but 100 yards away, near the exit, as if they're staging a getaway. I walk over, my robe dragging on the grass. "We did it," I say, my voice still high with adrenaline. Tori is the first to respond. She doesn't look at me. She's tapping her phone, her brow furrowed. "Eliza, thank God! I am literally roasting in this humidity. My hair is a disaster." How long was that? It felt like 3 years. It was 2 years, Tori. I say, my smile faltering. My mother, Caroline, doesn't even say congratulations. She's dabbing her own face with a handkerchief. "Eliza, you must speak to the dean." That second speaker was unconscionable. His tie was a clip-on. A clip-on! At Harvard. My goodness, my father, Arthur, is the only one who even looks at my diploma. He gives me a quick one-arm hug, his hand patting my back. "Great job, Liza. Really, top of the class. A real home run." He sounds like he's reading a script. Then he looks at his watch again. "Right, so we need to get a move on. This is it, the moment." I try to make my voice cheerful. "Perfect. I am starving. I made a reservation at the Union Club weeks ago." My treat. To celebrate. A dead silence falls over the three of them. They exchange the look that means I'm the one who's crazy. I'm the one who's about to be a problem. Caroline is the one who speaks. Her voice is cold, sharp, and impatient. "Eliza, don't be ridiculous. We're not going to lunch. We're late." I blink. Late. Late for what? This is the what. We're celebrating my graduation. Tori actually scoffs. She puts her phone down and glares at me as if I just insulted her. My brunch?" she says, her voice rising with theatrical disbelief. "The launch party for Tori Hayes Silks? The thing we've been planning for 6 months? The thing that actually matters? That's what?" The air freezes. The happy sounds of the other families fade away. "That's today?" I whisper. "You scheduled your launch party on the same day as my graduation?" My mother steps in, her tone shifting to furious and disappointed in you. "We told you, Eliza, weeks ago. You just don't listen when it's not about your little spreadsheets." "Honestly, we assumed your thing would be over by 11. It's almost 1:30. The photographers are waiting at the restaurant. The press is waiting. Tori's reputation is on the line. Press, I repeat, numb." "You mean the 2 Instagram bloggers you paid to be there?" "That's enough," my father snaps, suddenly animated. He points a finger at me. "Your sister has worked very hard on this, and we're not going to let you ruin it with your jealousy." Jealousy. I'm holding a Baker Scholar medal. I'm shaking. "Dad, I just wanted to have lunch with my family." "Right," he says, all business, not looking at me. "Here's the plan. Caroline, you and Tori take the Bentley. The valet is a madhouse, so you need to leave now." He tosses the keys to my mother. They start walking. They just start walking away. "Wait," I call out. What am I supposed to do?" My father turns. He's got that awful familiar, "I'm so sorry, but it's out of my hands" look. "Right, Liza. Listen, I'm gonna need to borrow your car." This is so absurd, I almost laugh. "My car? My 2012 Camry? Why?" "The lead photographer for the brunch, the real one, his car broke down. I promised I'd pick him up in Copley Square. I need a car that's maneuverable, low profile. Yours is perfect. Just give me the keys." He holds out his hand. I look at him. I look at my mother and Tori, who are already 20 yards away, climbing into the gleaming black Bentley. "So you're leaving me here." "Eliza, for heaven's sake, don't be a child." Caroline shouts from the car window. "You're a Harvard graduate. You're smart. Take the T, or an Uber, or something. Honestly, this behavior is so tacky. Just give me the keys, Liza." My father says, his voice low. "Don't make a scene." My hand is shaking. I can't look at his face. I just reach into the pocket of my robe, pull out my keys, and drop them into his waiting palm. He doesn't say thank you. He just turns and jogs away, shouting, "I'll see you tonight." Maybe. I'm left standing on the curb. Alone. I'm still in my full graduation robe and cap. I'm holding my diploma. I'm holding the highest honor in American business. I watch my mother's $200,000 Bentley pull out. And then I watch my own sad 10-year-old Toyota pull out right behind it. My father at the wheel, rushing to pick up a photographer for a fake scarf party. A black gleaming Audi A8L, a car I know well, purrs to a stop right in front of me. The back-tinted window glides down. Evelyn Reed is in the back seat, her laptop already open. She doesn't look at me with pity. She looks at me with appraisal. "They're fools, Eliza," she says, her voice flat. I can't find my words. I just nod, staring at the empty space where my family used to be. They took my car. Evelyn almost smiles. "Yes, I saw. They just left their single greatest asset abandoned on a street corner. Their idiocy has always been their weakness." From now on, it's our competitive advantage. I look at her, confused. Man, she taps the empty seat beside her. Get in. Your family just defaulted on their last loan, whether they know it or not. Your first day as my chief of staff starts right now. The inside of Evelyn Reed's car is not like other cars. It's a mobile office, silent as a vault. There's a ticker screen built into the door. The air smells like recycled oxygen and old, expensive leather. I'm sitting there, in my graduation robe, my diploma portfolio across my lap like a shield. My face is numb. I feel like I'm going to be sick. They're not usually this bad. I lie. My voice sounds small, pathetic. Evelyn doesn't look up from her laptop. Yes, they are, Eliza. You've just been normalizing it. Your family is a classic example of a dying aristocracy. They believe their name is an asset. It's not. It's a liability. And today, they just created an enemy they didn't know they had. An enemy? She snaps the laptop shut and finally turns to me. Her eyes are not kind. They're not warm. They're calculating. They're the eyes of a person who has bought and sold companies larger than small countries. Me, she says simply. I don't just invest in businesses, Eliza. I invest in people. For 2 years, I have invested my time, my resources, and my reputation in you. You are one of my people, and those fools just left my $100 million asset on a street corner to go to a scarf brunch. I've never seen her angry. It's not hot, like my mother's. It's cold. It's the temperature of outer space cold. This isn't just a mentorship anymore, Eliza. This is the real world. I was going to offer you a position as a senior analyst. But after that display, I've changed my mind. The analyst track is too slow. You need a different kind of role. You need power. Ma'am, my chief of staff is retiring, she says. He's been with me for 20 years. He wants to go raise grapes. The job is yours, starting today. I stop breathing. Chief of staff. That's not a job. That's the job. It's the gatekeeper. It's the right hand. It's a person who speaks for Evelyn Reed. I don't know what to say, I stammer. Don't say anything, she says. Listen, your family is a problem, and I don't like problems I don't control. You've spent your entire life as their unpaid, invisible financial manager. You've been playing defense. Starting today, we play offense. This is the weapon. It's not just Evelyn. It's me, empowered by Evelyn. They're broke, I say, and the word feels like a stone in my mouth. They're not rich people broke. They are broke. The trust my grandfather left. I've been running the numbers in secret. They have maybe 3 months of liquidity left. I know, Evelyn says. I had my team run a preliminary workup on you. Standard. That's how I know the house in Back Bay. It's a house of cards. They're leveraged to the roof. One missed payment. They're about to miss one, I say, the pieces clicking into place. They're trying to get a loan. A final, desperate, 7-figure loan to fund Tori's business and cover their mortgage payments. They're trying to leverage the house one last time. Evelyn nods. And who are they trying to get it from? Boston Private Bank, I say. My father, Arthur, he keeps bragging that he plays golf with the president. He thinks it's a done deal. He thinks his name is his credit. A slow, terrifying smile spreads across Evelyn Reed's face. Jim Sterling, she says, almost to herself. Arthur Hayes plays golf with him. That's adorable. She picks up the polished, satellite-enabled phone built into the console. She doesn't dial. She just speaks to her driver. A partition between us. Frank. Get me Jim Sterling at Boston Private. Yes, on his cell. Tell him I'm reviewing my portfolio with them. This is the secret weapon. The weapon isn't a person. It's access. It's influence. My family lives in a tiny gilded cage, believing their connections from the country club are real. Evelyn Reed owns the country club. She owns the bank that owns the country club. My father thinks his friendship with Jim Sterling will get him a loan. He has no idea that Jim Sterling's entire bank holds a $3 billion line of credit with Evelyn Reed's holding company. He has no idea that Jim Sterling works for Evelyn. So Eliza, Evelyn says, the phone to her ear. As your first act as my chief of staff, I need a financial analysis. A real one. I need to know exactly how toxic the Hayes Vanny assets are. I need an unbiased professional opinion on whether Boston Private should invest in your family. She's giving me the knife, and she's asking me to use it. The humiliation from 10 minutes ago, the image of my father's back as he jogged away, the sound of Caroline's tacky, it all fades. It's replaced by a cold, clean, beautiful clarity. I pull my laptop from my graduation bag. The battery is at 80%. Hello, Jim. Evelyn says, her voice suddenly warm. It's Evelyn Reed. I'm wonderful. Listen, I'm sitting here with my new chief of staff. Yes, brilliant woman. She's actually bringing a fascinating, high-risk portfolio to my attention. The Haynes account. She looks at me, and she winks. Tell me, Jim, she says. What do you know about Tori Hayes' silks? The retribution wasn't a scene. It wasn't a shouting match. I didn't get to go to the brunch and flip a table. It was worse. It was a conference call. I'm still in the back of Evelyn's car. My graduation robe folded neatly beside me. I'm in my shirt and skirt, my laptop balanced on my knees. I've been on the line with Jim Sterling for 15 minutes. And in conclusion, Jim, I say, my voice perfectly level. The applicant, Mr. Arthur Hayes, has demonstrated a negative cash flow for the past 36 months, with a burn rate that has accelerated 40% in the last quarter. The asset they are leveraging, the property on Beacon Street, is already collateralized at 110% of its appraised value, not its market value. And the new venture? Jim stammers on the speakerphone. He sounds terrified. He's not talking to me. He's talking to Evelyn, who is just staring out the window, listening. The new venture, Tory Hay Silks, shows no formal business plan, no incorporation, no LLC, and no revenue. It is, by all HBS metrics, a vanity project being funded by a catastrophic depletion of the family's core capital. To approve this loan would not be a risk, Jim. It would be a donation. There's a long, heavy silence. Eliza, Miss Hayes. Jim says, I've known Arthur for 20 years. He assured me. Evelyn finally speaks. Her voice is like ice. Jim, are you telling me that you were about to approve a multi-million-dollar loan based on a golfing friendship? No, of course not, Evelyn. The paperwork, it looked fine. It looked fine, Evelyn repeats, her voice dangerously soft. My new chief of staff, a Baker scholar from HBS, just took 15 minutes to dismantle your entire underwriting department. This isn't just about the Hayes family, Jim. This is about my money. The $3 billion my fund has parked in your bank. Is this how you manage all your high-risk accounts? Or just the ones you play golf with? Evelyn, I will handle this. Personally. Right now. No, Jim, Evelyn says. You won't. I will. My team is freezing our line of credit with you, effective immediately, pending a full audit of your private loan division. You can expect a call from my legal team. She hangs up. She doesn't slam the phone. She just presses the button. I stare at her. You're pulling your money? Evelyn looks at me. Eliza. Lesson 1. Never, ever let a fool be in charge of your money. Jim is a fool. Your father is a fool. They deserve each other, but they will not do it on my dime. Or yours. She hands me a black credit card, one with no name, just a string of numbers. Frank, she says to the driver, take Miss Hayes to the Newbury. She'll need a suite, and then take her sex. She'll need a new uniform. The retribution wasn't one thing. It was 3 precise, interlocking steps. Step 1, the call. The loan is killed while my family was sipping mimosas at the Tory Hay Silks. Brunch, Jim Sterling, panicked and trying to save his bank from Evelyn's audit, was not just denying their loan. He was red flagging their entire account. The friend my father bragged about just became his worst nightmare. Step 2, the Instagram post. The bait. I spent the afternoon at Saks. I am not the same person who woke up this morning. I'm in a $3,000 black suit that fits me like armor. I'm in a suite at the Newbury that overlooks the public garden. My congratulations gift from Evelyn is a new laptop and a new phone. At 4 p.m., I check my old phone. My only message is a group text from Tori. It's a link to her Instagram. The brunch was, apparently, a smash hit. There's a picture of her, my father, and my mother all holding champagne, looking smug. The caption, so blessed. The perfect day with the people who actually matter. Tory Hayes Silks launch. Family first. Actually matter. My hands are steady. I turn off my old phone. Forever. Asked at 3, then notice. The consequence. The bank, in its panic, didn't just deny the new loan. It triggered a review of their existing mortgage. And when they saw what I saw, the missed payments, the depleted trust, they didn't just call the loan. They sold it. On Monday morning, exactly 48 hours after my graduation, a certified letter arrives at the house in Back Bay. It's not from Boston Private. It's not from Jim Sterling. It's from ER Holdings, LLC, a shell company, my shell company, which Evelyn set up for me in 90 minutes. Evelyn didn't just kill their loan. She bought it. She bought the entire multi-million-dollar mortgage note from the bank for pennies on the dollar. The bank was just happy to get the toxic asset off its books before Evelyn's audit began. My family, in their brunch haze, has no idea. They think they're waiting for the wire transfer from their friend Jim. They have no idea that the bank doesn't own them anymore. I do. I am sitting in my new corner office, not 48 hours after they left me on a curb, and I am holding the legal, binding, original mortgage note for my entire family's life. The 30-day notice, that's just a formality. The retribution is already complete. They just don't know it yet. It takes 3 days for the panic to set in. 3 days for my father to realize Jim Sterling wasn't on vacation. He was unavailable. 3 days for my mother to realize the Platinum Card was not just over limit. It was deactive. And then, the certified letter arrives. The one from ER Holdings, LLC. They don't call my new phone. They don't have the number. They don't even know where I am. They show up. It's 7 a.m. on a Wednesday. I'm in my new office, a glass-walled space next to Evelyn's, and I'm prepping for a 7:30 a.m. call with our London division. My new assistant buzzes me. Miss Hayes, your family is in the lobby. They don't have an appointment, but they are insistent. I look at the security feed on my screen. It's a glorious high-definition nightmare. My father, Arthur, is in a wrinkled suit, his face a blotchy, terrified red. My mother, Caroline, is wearing what looks like a silk dressing gown under a fur coat, her hair unbrushed. And Tori? She's actually in Uggs, crying, her mascara running in black tracks down her face. They look poor. Thank you, Sarah. I say, my voice calm, have security escort them up, and send in coffee. The good stuff. I don't go to the conference room. I have them brought to my office. I want them to see it. The view of the entire city. The 20-foot mahogany desk. Me. They're herded in, looking small and baffled. They stop dead when they see me, in my sharp, dark blue suit, sitting in a leather chair that costs more than my old car. Eliza, my father whispers. What is this place? Where are we? This, I say, is my office. I'm the chief of staff at ER Holdings. Please, sit. They don't. They're too stunned. Tori is the first one to find her voice. It's a high-pitched, ugly wail. ER Holdings? Eliza, the letter said ER Holdings. That's you. You're the one. You're foreclosing on us. I'm not. I say, taking a sip of coffee. The bank is. I just am the bank. Please, sit down. You're making a scene. You bitch. Caroline shrieks, the Brahmin snobbery finally cracking, revealing the cheat, terrified core. You stole our house. After everything we gave you. Gave me, I ask, my voice genuinely curious. What exactly did you give me? An education? No, I got scholarships. A car? No, you took my car. A family lunch? No, you left me on a curb. This is a joke. Arthur explodes, trying to find his father voice. Eliza, this is insane. You call this BER person, and you fix this now. This is our home. This is the Hayes family legacy. There is no Haynes family legacy, I say, my voice as cold as Evelyn's. There is only a 30-year record of gross financial mismanagement. There is only a pile of bad, toxic, stupid debt. Your legacy is a balance sheet that's bleeding out, and I'm the one who just applied the tourniquet. I slide a single piece of paper across the desk. This is the notice. The house is being seized by the bank, my bank, in 30 days. It will be liquidated at auction to cover the outstanding principal. Tori collapses into one of the guest chairs, her sobs now just wet, gasping sounds. But my brunch, my scarves, the press. Your brunch, I say, cost $150,000 you didn't have. And it, funnily enough, violated Section 4B of my new loan agreement, the no frivolous spending clause. You didn't just have a party, Tori. You signed your own eviction notice. My father just stares at me. The anger is gone. He's just defeated. Eliza, please. I'm your father. I'm begging you. Don't do this to your mother. To your sister. We'll be homeless. Homeless, I repeat. I stand up. I walk to the window, looking down at the city. No. Homeless implies a lack of options. I'm smart, remember. I've already run the numbers on your liberation. I turn back. The house will be sold. After the debt is cleared, there will be nothing left. Your old money is gone. So, here's what's going to happen. I've taken the liberty of prepaying the deposit and first month's rent on a 2-bedroom apartment in Cambridge. It's dirty, Mom, but I'm sure you'll get used to it. It's all your legacy can afford. Caroline makes a sound like she's been strangled. And, Dad, I continue, I've passed your consulting resume to a friend of mine. He's a regional manager at H&R Block. He says you have a lot of potential for seasonal tax prep. It's not golf, but it's a start. You can't. He gasps. And Tori, I look at my twin, the portrait, the girl who was born to be admired. You were right. One of us had to be the practical one. But I'm done being practical for you. Your brand is dead. I pick up a single crisp $100 bill from my desk. I walk over and hold it out to her. She looks at it confused, her tear-streaked face a ruin. What's this? She whispers. It's a gift, I say. It's the last dollar you will ever get from me, and it's bus fare. The Starbucks in Harvard Square is hiring. They, also, have a brunch rush. She flinches like I've slapped her. I walk back to my desk. I buzz my assistant, Sarah. Please have security show Mr. and Mrs. Hayes and Miss Hayes out. They're done. They are pulled, stumbling and screaming from my office. My mother is shouting something about tacky. My father is just silent. The door clicks. My new life. My new office is beautiful. My new life. My new clear, clean balance sheet. It's of me and Evelyn Reed on the stage, her shaking my hand. I turn back to my computer. The London call is waiting. Good morning, London, I say, my voice clear and strong. This is Eliza Hayes. Let's get to work.